let's go to LeetCode 2024. Maximize the confusion of an exam. This question gives us a string answer key, and for example, TTFF and a K. In this string, it can have character T or F. T means true, and F means false. And a teacher can do those kind of operations. That is, he can change a T to F, or change a F to T. He can manipulate at most K times, and try to find the maximum number of consecutive T's or F's in the string. We know if we flip F to T, there is a one operation, right? One times operation, and T flip to F flip to T. That is also a one-time operation. So it can flip at most K times. So first thing we want to explain is that in order to get the maximal consecutive T or F, we should use the same operations as a K operations, or T to F, or F to T. T to F K times, or F to T K times. Whether it is possible that, for example, we flip some part T to K and some part F to T, and the sum, for example, this K1, this K2, sum equal to K, and get some kind of maximal consecutive ones. Let's do some proof that if we just partially update, it's not an economical solution. For example, if we have K1 T to move to T to F, right? So that way we increase the F consecutive Fs, and if the longest consecutive character is F, this kind of operation is meaningless. And if the longest consecutive operation is T, then this operation is meaningless. So K1 and K2 is not less than K1 0 or K2 0, right? So K2 0 is not better than K 0, and K1 0, because we have options just to flip K2 smaller than K times, right? So in order to have the longest consecutive T or F, and the most economical way is that either we flip F to T K times, or T to F K times. Partial update is not economic. So so we want to write, for example, right, I have a function, right, int, we call flip. That's key. and have a chart, right? If it is F, that means we flip an F to T and into multiple K times. So that means if we flip, if we see was F, right? Means we flip at most KFs to T. Then we'll have the maximal length. This will return flip at most K times F to T. The maximal length. So what we return is just mass, not max. Flip answer in. So the F in the K in the flip answer in T. Okay, right. So let's say so so if we C equals F, that is for this question it becomes if we flip any F to T at most K times, what is the most longest consecutive T we have, right? Consecutive T we have. The thing is that we need to compare the consecutive F in this function. Actually, we don't need because we have maximal this and this. This will be the maximal. If we flip the T to F, the maximal F, that will always be greater than consecutive F here, because this one, if we switch F, T to F, this will be greater than we not flip hetero O, right? So this one, the maximal consecutive F will always smaller than this. So this function, if C equals F, that means we flip at most F to T, the maximal length of consecutive F, consecutive T, sorry. The maximal length of consecutive T. So if we say is T, that is flip at most K times from T to F. The max consecutive F, right? So we just need to compare these two. So this become the question 1004. That is the maximal consecutive ones. So let's begin to write code for this. For 104, we know use the DP weight is O and K, the space complexity. So the better way we're doing this is using 2 pointers or sliding windows. That's right. Well, answer key equals none, or answer key is empty. We return 0. Let's have a chart array. We we can convert once, right? This one outside that will be so that we don't need to convert multiple times. Array equals answer key to array. Okay. Let's get that into in this array.length. And we have int flips equals 0, max equals 0. And we have two pointers. I is the right pointer, J is the left pointer, and 4 is smaller than n plus plus. If array I equals 6, right? Then we have flips plus plus. And we have while yj is smaller equal to I, and the flips greater than k. Then we have j plus plus. And also we have if array j equals 6, we flips minus minus. And if we jump out of the while loop, that means for the sliding window I to j, it has flips smaller equal to k. So let's say max equals max dot max I minus j plus 1, right? Because I and j will be included, and return max. Should be array now. Yeah. Okay, and for 104, we know that we can optimize the sliding window, right? So actually, if we find some kind of I to j, which is a flip smaller equal to k, j to I, sorry, smaller equal to k. When we have flip greater than k, that is just if we move again, then I move to the next again. If it is greater than k, that means it is just k plus 1, right? We actually don't need to shrink this kind of window. We just move this j one step, right? With I, keep this window the same size. And if we cannot have expand our window anymore, then at least we'll have this kind of window size. If for the next for loop, right? For loop, if it's not C, right? And we can expand I. So this window is keeping expanding. So we can have some optimized solution for this code. Let's change this. So we don't use while, we just use for loop. And if, we just use if. And here, we don't need a max here. It's not necessary. And when I move to the end, when jump out of the for loop, I is equal to A, right? I is not included. Now the window will be the max window, which have less equal to K. So just return I minus J. So this is a little bit. The time complexity for this will be O(n) in the space array here, right? We have used char. It's also O(n). Depend on how can we define, because this is the original string.